Hey guys, and for today's video, I'm going to be going over the Pirates trade deadline. And first, I'm going to show who we got, and then I'm going to show who we traded away. The Pirates bought basically everything except trade Martin Perez. But I'll be honest, Martin Perez was not a top five starter. Maybe our sixth or seventh, maybe eighth best starter, depending on who you ask. But yeah, let's just get into it. All right, we got Byron De La Cruz from the Marlins. We got Isiah Kiner-Falefa from the Blue Jays, Nick Yorke from the Red Sox, Billy Cook from the Orioles, Jalen Beeks from the Rockies, Josh Walker from the Mets, and Ronaldo Jimenez from the Padres. We traded away Luis Peralta, Quinn Priester, Martin Perez, Patrick Riley, John Seok Shim, Garrett Forster, Charles McAdoo, and Nicholas Carreno. And yeah, that's who we got and who we traded away. Now I'm going to go over every player from the top to the bottom of the list, and I'm going to show who we traded them for. The first trade I'll be going over is the Pirates getting Byron De La Cruz from the Marlins for right-handed pitcher John Seok Shim and infielder Garrett Forster. So I think this was a good trade. He's around a league average, but to me, 18 homers, 51 RBI so far this season is great, and he has 3 years of control after this season. He's not the best defender, but I feel like it's not the worst option you could have got. I think you could have got better, but I'm happy with it. It has a lot of potential. It's more for next season, the next couple years, and then this year. And his only issue is, one of his biggest issues is defense, but also he can't walk that much. But if you get that walk rate up, he could definitely be an above average hitter. So, I think this is a good trade. You could put him in right field. Yeah, solid trade. I would give this trade a B. Let's move on to the next trade. Alright, so in my opinion, the second most important trade the Pirates made was getting Isiah Kiner-Falefa from the Blue Jays for Charles McAdoo. The thing about Isiah Kiner-Falefa that's good is he's been hitting actually pretty good. 290 average at 330 on base. Has not the best power. Has good defense almost anywhere in the field, which is great value. And I feel like he was more of a Nick Gonzalez replacement because he's on the IL and might be there for the earliest middle of August, but could also play anywhere when he's back. He could maybe split time with Ke'Bryan Hayes. Maybe I feel like since he had that back injury, hasn't been the same, so maybe we could split time with him to give him more time off and can play some outfield too. Charles McAdoo was a pretty good prospect. They drafted him last year. I think it was the 10th round, and he's been hitting great. He's in Double A. Been doing great. He's been better than expected. So, you got to trade solid prospects to get solid players, and he's here for this year and next year. He signed for, I think, $7.5 million this year and next year. So yeah, I think it's a good trade. But I like the Byron De La Cruz one a little better, so I'll give this one a B minus. Let's move on to the next trade. Alright, we're going to go over to the next trade, which the Pirates trade for Nick Yorke, an infielder, and he plays some outfield too. Second baseman and outfielder, and Quinn Priester, who's a right-handed starting pitcher. And this is, in my opinion, the best value trade. You get a guy that's a top 5 prospect, the 5th exactly in the Red Sox system, and trade him for Quinn Priester, who's been struggling out as a starting pitcher. And he hasn't even been in the majors yet. This is someone that might be up and by September this year or even 2025. Great trade, low risk, high reward. We have so many pitchers, and there's not enough room for Quinn Priester. I think this is the best trade overall, and to be honest, I'm excited to see what Nick Yorke could do. So I'm going to give this one an A. I think it's the overall best trade, but I feel like Byron De La Cruz is in my opinion, I'm more excited for it because it's at least he's playing the majors before, and Nick Yorke hasn't. You never know. He could be really good, he could be really bad, he could be in the middle. You never know. Even though they're really going to trip away, doesn't mean they're going to be good in the majors. That's my opinion, though. Solid trade, though. Next trade we're going to go over is the Pirates getting Billy Cook from the Orioles for right-handed pitcher Patrick Riley. So another good trade here. I really like it. I think he was the 20th prospect in the Orioles system. They've updated now. I think he was, if I remember correctly. But another guy exactly like Nick Yorke who's going to be up either in September this year or early 2025, which is great. If one of these two guys hits, it's going to be a success. I like it too. Solid trade. I'll give this one an A too. I didn't know about it as much as Patrick Riley, so that's why I didn't have that much to say. Let's continue on. Alright, so for this trade, the Pirates traded for Jalen Beeks and traded away Luis Peralta, who are both left-handed pitchers. And I think Luis Peralta is actually Freddie Peralta's brother, but I was saying, this is the one that I don't understand, and this is my least favorite trade because it's you trade a guy that's actually doing good in Double A. I think I would rather have him be called up to the MLB instead of trading Jalen Beeks because we only have a year for him anyway. That's just me though. But he was doing Luis Peralta doing great in Double A. Luis Poulter was doing great in Double A as a reliever, so I don't know why they didn't just keep him. But to me, I'd rather have him colder. But I don't know. I'll give this trade a D just because they're getting some bullpen depth for the playoffs. So that's the only reason I can understand it. We could have gone a lot better. And the weird thing is, he's worse away than he is at home, which makes no sense because he plays at Coors Field. So I don't know. We're going to move on to the next player. The next trade we're going to go over is the Pirates trade for left-handed reliever Josh Walker for Nicholas Coreno. So what's interesting is about this trade is he got DFA'd. I mean, he's been okay. He's been a little shaky so far to his career, but he's still really young. Has team control through 2030. So I feel like this is like not a bad getting for a guy that is doing okay so far in rookie ball. It's not too bad of a trade. To me, it's like we're looking for now. We're looking for bullpen depth. This is what you do. This isn't a big trade. It's like you could get other people. It's not like he's been up for years anyway. Even if he does succeed, it's not a big deal. So I'll give this trade a C just because it's solid. It's not gonna really. He's not even in the MLB. It's more of a dev piece in case someone gets injured. It's okay, so I'll give it a C. Next trade we're gonna go over where the Pirates get Winonis Jimenez from the Padres for Martin Perez, who's a left-handed starting pitcher. And Martin Perez was very inconsistent, and when he was on, he did really good. Like there were some outings where it was like he could get like 6-7 good innings and stuff, but then there's other innings where he just gives up 5+ runs and they're just hitting off him. Like he's a ground ball specialist when it was weak contact and stuff, weak ground balls, he's doing fine. But when they start hitting off him, oh boy. It's if you don't have it, he doesn't have it. If he does, he does. It's very inconsistent. So, I mean, it's solid. And you get a guy that's 18 years old. It's like, it's someone that you're just going to, we just forget about. It's a good trade. Martin Perez, I'm happy they made a trade. You're getting someone that has some potential, at least. So, why not? It's a win-win. The Padres need another arm. The Pirates have, like, 6 pitchers better than him on the team. I think he's, like, the 7th best guy in my opinion. But I feel like it's a good trade. Solid trade. I'll give it a C. I mean, there's nothing to say. It's not going to really impact the team now, but it's just something that maybe we'll hear his name in like 5+ years from now. You never know. And that's all the trades the Pirates made. So we're going to go over every player that we got. We're going to go over stats and everything they got. So we'll go more in depth with them after this. All right, the first player we're going to go over is Byron De La Cruz. And we're going to go over his baseball savant page. We're also going to go over his stats overall. And wait, actually, no, they have him right here. So, I mean, I guess we go more specific how many doubles, triples, stolen bases, all that. So I guess see stolen bases here, but there's other stats I want to go over too. But baseball savant, we're just going to go over more specific, like, tools, like, more stuff with, like, alright, so we got base running value, I guess there's value here. Fielding run value is below average. Batting value is a little bit below average. Base running value is below average, which isn't good. But there's these stats, all these stats here, all these stats up here, like all the good hitting stuff, except squared up percentage is above average, or is at least around average or better. The one thing that hopefully the Pirates could fix is this chase, whiff rate, K rate, and walk rate. But I don't know. Maybe he could get better on that with years, like with more years of experience. Like I said, he has 3 more years after this year. So yeah. But here's the thing too. Doesn't have that good of range, but his arm value and his arm strength is pretty good. So we could put him in right field where, like, it's not like it's a more like shorter, like it's a short, like PNC is way shorter right compared to left and center. So you could just put him there, and he has a pretty strong arm. So, and his speed's average too. So it's like it's more about if you get that walk rate up, maybe you get an above average hitter. But he's solid so far, having a good year. But next we're gonna go over his like stats. There's gonna be other stuff like splits too. All right, next we're gonna go over overall his stats. So he had 105 games this year, 454 plate appearances, 424 at-bats, 44 runs. We're just going to go under 4 hits, 19 doubles, no triples, 18 homers, 51 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 1 caught, 25 walks, 118 strikeouts, 245 average of a 289 on base, 417 slugging, and a 707 OPS, or an OPS plus of 93, which I know maybe it is below average, but I mean, if he gets his walk rate up, like I said, he could be pretty solid, and I'm shocked. How does he not at least league average? He has 18 homers and 51 RBIs. Just me. Maybe he doesn't walk too much, but if you get that up more, you get that walk rate up and the strikeouts down, you never know. Like, that's why I like him, is look at these home run and RBI numbers. Like, and he has only 19 doubles too. He has solid numbers. Maybe 30 plus doubles with around like 30 homers and like 70, 80 RBIs. Like, that's solid numbers. That's really good numbers. That's at least average or better, even if you don't walk that much. And the on base percentage isn't too bad. That's just my opinion. But let's move on to splits. This year against lefties, he's better. 278 average, 305 on base, 431 slugging, 735 OPS. But it seems like he has more homers against righties. I mean, he has 2 times more ABs against righties. But if that was the case, he'd be on pace for 8 homers against lefties. So it seems like he has more homers against righties than lefties. 229 average, 281 on base percentage, 411 slugging, 692 OPS. But he's pretty solid at home too, with a 261 average, 304 on base, 40 slugging, 750 OPS. Not bad. Pretty good too. I mean, he's been pretty good the last 7 days. But yeah, I just want to look at this a little bit, like just some of these stats, and it's like he's about on pace for about the same. It seems like every other month he's above average, below average, above average, below average. Hopefully in August, I guess maybe he'll be maybe average to above average, but I guess we'll see. Solid hitter. I mean, like, he's gonna get better as time goes on, hopefully. So yeah, that I'm looking for more potential, not this season, but the seasons to come. But yeah, we're gonna move on to the next player. Next player we'll be going over is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, and he's above average on the batting run value, base running run value, and fielding run value. He is really below average and all this stuff. But to be honest, if he's hitting the way he is, I mean, he's a contact hitter with decent on base skills, with like average on base skills and really good defense. So that's not too big deal. And he doesn't whiff or strike out that much. But like I said, he doesn't walk too much either. And he's below average chasing, but he doesn't swing at bad pitches or strike out. And he doesn't have good arm strength, but he has above average defense. Like, he has pretty good range here for a fielder. Pretty above average defense, but not pretty below average arm. Running a little bit above average sprint speed there too. So not bad. I mean, I don't know. Interested to see. We're going to have him for 2 seasons, so good until Nick Gonzalez comes back, and then he could play wherever he's needed. That's where I'm thinking he's going to be. But yeah, we're going to do the same thing with each player. I'm going to move on now to the next one. Alright, so far this year for the Blue Jays, he's played 82 games, 281 plate appearances, 257 at-bats, 32 runs, 75 hits, 8 doubles, 2 triples, 7 homers, 33 RBIs, 3 stolen bases, 1 time caught, 13 walks, 37 strikeouts, 292 average, 338 on base percentage, 420 slugging, 750 OPS, and an OPS plus of 115. So he is technically an above average hitter. Has a high average of a good on base percentage, and he doesn't hit that many homers or drive that many runners, but he's a guy that you can maybe put like either top of the order. Like, I think they're going to keep Andrew McCutchen first. They'll probably put him like 6th or 7th in the order is my guess. But solid hitter with great defense that can play anywhere. I mean that's a great move by the Pirates. But let's continue here. We're going to go on the next one. Alright, here we are at splits here. Lefties, he is a little better. They're about the same. I guess technically does have more homers and RBIs. I mean, if we do, technically he would be more productive against righties. He has a better average on base percentage, I guess, against lefties, but he has more power against righties. So about the same, I would say it's a trade-off. 300 average, 355 on base, 386 slugging, 741 OPS. But the lefties, 289 average, 332 on base, 4-3 slugging, 765 OPS. On home, he has a 292 average, 326 on base, 392 slugging, and a 718 OPS. And away, he has a 291 average, 350 on base, 449 slugging, 799 OPS. The only worry is he hasn't played in July at all. He's been getting better as the year goes on. Like, every month seems like he's getting better. Like, March was like a couple games. I'm not going to that, but he gets better from April, May to June. Hopefully, he can keep the production he has. If he keeps the production from May, maybe if he just keeps the production between like somewhere between May and June. If he has production from June, that would be great. But anywhere between a better on base percentage than that, but around 280 average, like a 330 on base, like that'd be good. Just keep the average but higher on base. That'd be solid. Well, yeah, we're gonna continue on to the next player. Alright, so the next player we're gonna go over is Jalen Beeks. Pitching run value is average. Fastball value is above average. Breaking run value is average. And then here's the issue. Off-speed run value is really below average, which isn't good. I think this is like these stats, like all like the extra like metrics, like fastball velo is above average exit velo is really good. Chase, whiff, and K rate are really bad though. That's an issue. Walk rate's a little below average. Barrel rate's above average. Hard hit is great. GB is a little bit above average, and extension is a little above average too. Not bad. It's just moving over his stats. I mean, The chase, whiff, and K rates are pretty bad, but everything else is around average, and his off speed, other than our average or better. So not bad. Next, we'll go over his stats here. We're gonna go over here. He's 6-4 this year, 4.74 ERA, 45 games, 9 saves, 49.1 innings pitched, 49 hits, 29 runs, 26 earned runs, 6 homers, 18 walks, 38 strikeouts, 1 hit by pitch, and a ERA plus of 96 and a FIP of 4.35. So he's been a little bit unlucky based on that whip of 1.358. Home run hits of 8.9, home runs of 1.1, walks of 3.3, and strikeouts of 6.9. That's pretty low. It's not really that good. 6.9 is going to be like above 10 at least. Yeah, the strikeouts aren't that good, but let's continue here. Alright, we're going to go over splits here, and this is what I mean. He seems like he is worse away than he is at home, which makes no sense to me. He has 8 at home. He has 28.1 innings pitched, 25 hits, 13 runs, 12 earned runs, 2 homers, 7 walks, 18 Ks, and a 2.36 average. But he has away 21 innings pitched, 24 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned runs, 4 homers, 11 walks, 20 Ks, and 2.93 average. I don't understand. And he's way better at night compared to the day. Like during the day, he's 10.29 average, 14 innings pitched, 24 hits, 17 runs, 16 earned runs, 3 homers, 4 walks, 12 Ks, 381 average. He's terrible. At night, he's actually pretty good. 2.55 average, 35.1 innings pitched, 25 hits, 12 runs, 10 earned runs, 3 homers, 14 walks, 6 Ks, and 200 average. He's not good against righties, but good against lefties. Which does make sense. He's a lefty, so we're not going to go over everything. I'm just going to look at some of these, but dude, that's weird, especially pitching at Coors that he's better away, which is really weird to me. I don't know. I know maybe like you don't have fans away, but I feel like pitching at Coors or to not like as pitcher, it's a very big disadvantage. That's just me. Well, next we're looking at Josh Walker. It doesn't really have a baseball savant page. I mean, he does, but he's not qualified for anything. I should not say it that way. Look, no off speed. Breaking looks above average. Fastball looks below average. Pitching value looks a little bit below average. Fastball velocity is below average. Extension is great, one of the best in the league. GB and a hard hit are above average. Barrels around average. Walk and strikeout rate are below average. Whiff rates around average. Chase and average exit velo and chase rate which is one of the best in the league. Average exit velocity and chase rate is one of the best in baseball, which is good. xERA is a little below average, and xBA looks like around exactly the average. So we're just going to move on here. Not that much stats to see. We'll go over the next. We're just going to look at his stats. With Josh Walker, he has a 5.11 ERA with 10 games played, 12 and a third innings pitched, 13 hits, 7 runs, 7 earned runs, 1 homer, 6 walks, 11 strikeouts, a 1.541 whip, 9.5 hits per 9, 0.7 home runs per 9, 4.4 walks per 9, 8.0 strikeouts per 9. The walks are a little up, and the strikeouts should be a little more up too, but yeah, I mean, It's someone like it's a low risk, high reward, whatever move. That's what they're kind of doing. It's like if he becomes a solid player of the bullpen, it's a more low risk, high reward type move. If he becomes a solid contributor to the bullpen, then it's a good trade. Let's continue here to his splits. So his splits are. Overall, is that he has at home he has a worse ERA than away. 6.43 ERA, 7 innings pitched, 10 hits, 5 runs and 5 earned runs, 1 homer, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 3.45 average. But away he has a 3.38 ERA and 4 games played, 5.1 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, and a 1.67 average. But he is better at night than at daytime, and he has a 7.94 9.4 ERA in the day with 5.2 innings pitched, 8 hits, 5 runs, 1 homer, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts, and a 3.33 average. More than 90 is a 2.70 ERA in 5 games played, 6.2 innings pitched, 5 hits, 2 runs, no homers, 2 strikeouts, 5 strikeouts, and a 2.17 batting average. Not shockingly, he's a lefty. Righties hit him better with. But I feel like another reason the Pirates get him is lefty pitchers do great at PNC, so maybe that's another reason why they got Josh Walker too, and Jalen Beeks. So that definitely could be a reason. But he's been struggling in June. It hasn't been up in July. But like I said, he's more of a depth piece. But when I mean like guys that actually have stats in MLB, I mean that I could compare to. But let's continue here. Lefties, 21 ABs, 9 runs, 5 hits, 1 triple, 1 homer, 6 RBIs, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 strikeout, 2.38 average, 304 on base, 4.76 slugging, and 7.81 PS. And against righties, 26 ABs, 3 runs, 8 hits, 2 doubles, 3 RBIs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, 3.08 average, with 3.75 on base, 3.85 slugging, and 7.60 OPS. And I mean, I guess it is having there is a little more power there. I guess they have had a triple and a homer, but other than that, I mean, were they? I guess maybe not. But he doesn't have OPS against lefties compared to righties. But to me, way better average on base percentage against righties. So, alright, guys, we're now gonna go over what I think my official grade is for this trade deadline. Alright. So in my opinion, I think the Pirates have a B- trade deadline. The reason I don't give them higher than this is I feel like you need to get at least, if you're going to go getting more bats that are at least average or better, or more players like getting IKF and Byron De La Cruz, if they want to, you should have at least got a center fielder in mind. That's my opinion. They did. I'm happy they did. Felt like they should have kept Tellez unless you could get Yandy Diaz, but Yandy Diaz didn't get traded, so. But I feel like you should have got someone like J.J. Bleday who could play center and have lots of years of control too. But that's just me. That's why it's a B-. But still a solid deadline here. Probably would have been an A if they did get that. And another reason is they need to get better bullpen arms. I mean, Jalen Beeks and Josh Walker don't look that good. I feel like the bullpen depth should have been better. I know they're both left-handers, which does benefit them in PNC, but I could see that. But in my opinion, better bullpen arms and a center fielder would have got them an A. And yeah, guys. And I did like the additions of Nick York and Billy Cook, who are solid. Those are guys going to be up next year. And it's if one of those two guys I said this earlier, it's going to be a great trade. Because, you're trading them away for Quinn Priester, who's probably not going to be in rotation, isn't that good. And Patrick Riley, who's solid. But it's you're getting 2 hitters that could be up here right now, for a team that needs hitting. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed today's video. I mean, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel. I'm gonna do more quizzes. I like to have MLB. I don't know what else I'm gonna be doing with this, but yeah, I might do more Pirates content too. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed it. Till next time, everyone. Peace out. Bye.